Hey guys, welcome. This is our study guide review. So we're going to be taking a look at the study guide question by question. If you need to watch the whole thing, watch the whole thing. If you need to just go piece by piece, that's fine. But make sure that you've attempted the study guide beforehand. Okay, I can't say this enough. Being able to try the problems first and then do them is a real difference. Okay, so if you're just watching this as you're going through it the first time, I'd say stop the video, do the whole worksheet first, and then go back. Alright, this might take two parts, we'll see. Alright, taking the GCF. So number one is take the GCF here, and the first thing we're going to look at is the coefficient, 18 and 24. And when I'm looking at these now, I'm pretty used to dealing with numbers all day, but I like to still break these down and say 6 and 4, and I see this one 6 and 3. So right here I clearly see 6 is the greatest common factor between these two, so I can pull that out. And then y to the fifth, y to the second, y to the second is the most I can take out. You can only take the smallest exponent out. Alright, next one, we got 3x squared minus 9x minus 33. First thing you should always look for is GCF. I'm going to say this a lot in this video, but the first thing you need to look for is GCF. And if you haven't noticed, we should have a GCF of 3. So I'm going to pull 3 out. We get x squared minus 3x minus 11. I should try and see if I can x factor what's in the parentheses. So I'm just going to try real quick. The only factors of 11 are 1 and negative 11, which no way are going to make negative 3. So actually this is fully factored. And you'll notice probably that we're going to have situations where we won't be able to factor this trinomial, and other times we can. First one, always want to look for GCF. Next one, we get 4x to the fifth. So this is number 3. 4x to the fifth plus 16x squared plus 8x. Again, I'm looking at my coefficients. I see I can pull a 4 out, and I also see I can pull an x out. Oops, sorry, didn't need to put the parentheses there. So I can put an x out as well. So when I factor this out, this is just going to become x to the fourth. Notice that I'm going to subtract the exponents. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and that's going to become x, and then this one's going to become 2 and no x. And this is not a trinomial that we can factor. We can only factor quadratics. Those are ones that are trinomials with the highest exponent of 2. So we're done. We factored out a GCF. Number 4. Again, factoring out GCFs. So it's a lot of factoring GCFs out. In this case, 7 and 20, nope. All I can do is pull out a y, and that's it. That was a super fast one. Nice and easy. Okay, 5, we can do it on the same page. 5 is the very first of our DOPS, difference of perfect squares. There's a different sign, a subtraction sign, and these are both square rooted. So if I take the square root of both of these, I get x and 7. So all I do is x minus 7, and I do x plus 7. And that is how we do difference of perfect squares. Moving right along, we get 1. So this is for number 6. 1 minus 64x squared. Again, I have a different sign. Let's try taking the square root. That's going to be 1. Square root of 64 is 8. Square root of x squared is x. Put the subtraction sign, do it again, put a plus sign, and we're good to go. Flip the page over. Ooh, a lot of problems. Number 7, we're booking it though. We're booking it. 100 x squared minus 121 y squared. We have a subtraction sign, that's good for DOPS, and everything looks like a perfect square. Okay, so basically the exponents have to be evens. That's how you know you can take square root of it. And we have to have square root numbers. So square root of 100 is 10. That's going to become x. Square root of 121 is 11. And that's going to be y. Do it with a negative. Do it again with a positive. Okay. There we go. 7. Done. Where we go? We have to go all the way up to 27. So we got 20 more problems. Insane. Number 8. We get 2x squared minus 200. This is not a difference of perfect squares yet, so I first have to look to GCF, not CCF. GCF. So we factor 2 out, we get x squared minus 100. Uh-oh, now we can DOPS. Okay? Every time I'm saying DOPS, I'm doing the hand signals. You just can't see it. I'm off screen. What up? Okay, so the 2's out here. Take the square root of x, we get x. Square root of 100 is 100. And then we do that with a plus sign. Okay, that's a tricky problem right there. That's a good one. I like it. Number 9. X squared plus 81. Everyone wants to call this DOPS, but guess what? It's not. This is not a difference sign. This is a plus sign. I can't factor this. My answer is my question. Isn't that fun? Okay. Let's move on. Number 10. Okay, we've got 27 to go. We're not halfway yet. We get x squared plus 18x plus 81. Set up our x factor. We got 81 and 18. What two numbers? 9 and 9. Okay? Split the middle term. I have a lot of these to do. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to skip doing the split the middle term on these because I know the answer is going to be x plus 9 and x plus 9. So on these easier ones, we can pull it right from there. Number 11, x squared plus 14x plus 45. Okay, set up my x factor. I got 45 and 14. What two numbers add to 40? Multiply to 45. Add to 14. I'm thinking 9 and 5. 9 times 5, 9 plus 5, and we're going to get x plus 9 here and x plus 5. Okay, so 11 and 10 are right there for us. Okay, we're live. We're back. All right, cool. That was weird. Sorry if there was a little jump in there. We got number 12. And let's see here. X squared plus 15x plus 36. Go ahead and x factor that. Okay, so on this one, two numbers that multiply to 36, add to 15 here. We want to think of our factors, list them out. Okay, one of the easy ones is 6 times 6. That doesn't work. I'm thinking maybe 9 times 4. Again, that's not going to work. Or 12 times 3. So I'm thinking 12 times 3 is going to work. So we get x plus 12 and x plus 3. Cool. Again, I know we should be factored by grouping here and doing all that. The only reason I'm not is just because we have so many problems to get through. I don't want to make this video super long. We'll do the factor by grouping when we get to the other problems. Okay, so this next one, 13, is x squared minus 6x minus 16. Make sure you include the negatives in there. So two numbers that multiply to a negative 16 but add to a negative 6. Okay, so I got to be thinking negative 8 and 2 have to be my two numbers that do that. So we get x minus 8 and x plus 2. Okay, next page. We got number 14. Again, a lot of these are x factoring, so it makes it pretty easy to do quickly. For me, got 16 and 8, two numbers that multiply to 16 but add to 8. I'm thinking 4 times 4 is probably my best bet. And so we get x plus 4 and x plus 4. 15. We get x squared minus 3x minus 54. Okay, that's going to be a negative 54 and a negative 3. We'll go ahead and think of two numbers that could possibly do that. I'm thinking a negative 9 and positive 6. So we get x minus 9 and x plus 6. A lot of these problems are just getting good with your multiples, your factors. And we're going to try and squeeze 16 in here as well. X squared plus x minus 30. Okay, negative 30 and 1. What two numbers are really close to each other multiply to give me 30. I'm thinking of 6 and negative 5. That will give me negative 30, but a positive 1. X plus 6 and x minus 5. Alright, next page. We got 17. I think this might be our last one. We got 10 questions after this. last x factor only type problem. And we set this up. We got 12 and -7. I'm thinking of -3 times -4. Hopefully you were as well. And we're done. Okay, flew through those. 18 will take a little longer. Okay, so 18, we get 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. Okay, so what we have to do here is we have to multiply the back and the front number to each other. So that's going to become 30. So we got that by 2 times 15, and they have to add to 11. I'm thinking 6 and 5. Okay, so this is where we have to split the middle term. Now hopefully you were doing split the middle term on all the other ones, unlike I was doing, because I'm just trying to quickly go through them for the answer. But here we want to actually split the middle term, because we won't find the answer unless we do that on this method. Okay, so put parentheses, 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 and we got to factor out. So here we can factor 2x out. I'm left with x plus 3. Here I can factor a 5 out, and I get x plus 3. They look the same. Then I point to Dane, and he goes, and then we get 2x plus 5. Not as fun without Dane actually being here to help me with that. That's okay. And we get 2x plus 5 and x plus 3. Okay, so there we go, 18. 19, so these ones are going to take a little longer. A little bit longer. And I believe on the test you have about 3 of each type. So it should take us a little while on the test. Hopefully you know what you're doing, so you can kind of not take too much time. Oop, did I make a mistake? Yeah, this is not supposed to be 20. It's supposed to be 3 times 20, which gives me 60. Okay, so that was this times this. Okay, what numbers multiply to 60 give me -32? That would be probably -30 and a -2. And more practice, the better we get at this. -30x minus 2x plus 20 and -3x squared. Okay, go ahead and make parentheses there. You can pull out a 3x here. We get x minus 10. Pull out a -2x. Very important. Sorry, not -2x, just a -2. Got to pull out a -2 because I want x to be positive and I want the 10 to be negative. They look at the same. We get 3x minus 2 and x minus 10. Okay, I think we can probably get maybe one more to 20. Let's do it. 20. We get 6x squared minus 13x minus 8. I should always be looking for a GCF. I don't have any GCFs here though, so not working for me. 6 times a -8 should be -48. So, whoops, there we go, -48. That's -8 times 6, and they got to add up to a -13. Alright, so we got to think of our factors that might go into this that could add up to 13. Well, 6 and 8 were one of them, but if you combine those, one's negative, one's positive, that's not going to quite work. I'm thinking maybe if we divide 48 by 4, we get 12 and 4, and that's probably not going to find a difference of 13. 48 divided by 3 would be 16. I'm thinking that might work. So if we have a -16 and a +3, and we'll break that down. You know what? I think 3 would go better with the 6. I'm just trying to make life easy on me. And I think this will do it. Okay, I think that looks a little easier. Over here I can pull out a 3x, left with 2x plus 1. Over here I can pull out a -8, get 2x plus 1. Make sure you pull out negatives if you need to pull out negatives. And there we go. Okay, so there is up to 20. We'll get the rest in the next video.